Just check everything's working here. Starting very soon. If you're here, please say hello in the chat. It's really good to know where people are here. I'm just got a minute left. We'll start on time. So just checking all my settings. Okay. Just hoping everyone can hear me okay. So yeah, if anyone is here watching live, just put a hello or a live in the chat so I know you're here. Starting in 1 minute. Just checking out my hair. Can see myself in the little box. It's quite distracting actually. I can get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Just waiting for everybody to join. Sorry, Elizabeth, hello. I'm just live in my group. Can I help you?
Living some raisins.
Okay. I'm live in my group, so what's going to do? Nothing we can do about it. Just put them away, please. Nothing we can do. It won't matter a couple of raisins. Sorry, guys. Apparently the dog's eaten raisins. So it's a major emergency going on out there. not much we can do really, is there? I think they are supposed to be toxic for dogs, but what can I do? I think she's just eaten a couple of raisins. Not sure why. Why would she eat raisins? Anyway, so yes, if you're live, please put a hello or a live in the chat and we'll get started, because it's just gone 7 o'clock and I just don't want to take up too much of everyone's evenings if everyone's, got stuff going on. So, right, today we are working on the Stop Overeating Masterclass, okay? So this is a bit different today, different to what I normally do. Let me just get rid of that because we have started. So let's just stop share for a moment and just talk to you. So yeah, so today's a little bit different. Just press record as well. Hold on, sorry. Everything. So yeah, today's a bit different to normal. We normally do, I normally headline with weight loss, right? And I was thinking about it and I was just thinking that is what I do, but actually Stop Overeating kind of really does describe it better, because I'm going to explain. But yes, weight loss can be, obviously going on a diet. You could just lose weight by trying kind of any sort of food approach out there. But stopping overeating is a bit different. It's actually referring to you, right? It's something that you have to do. And a diet won't do that for you. The food won't do that for you. It's something you have to do. So that's what I kind of wanted to do today, is kind of, shift the onus a bit onto you and say, this is something that you need to work on. Yeah. It's not down to me or to a diet or whatever. Obviously I'm a coach and I help my clients to lose weight, but I also, I also just want to know that if you buy something online or you buy a food plan, or you just subscribe to something that you think is going to work, but it really is down to you to make that happen, right? Obviously, so I just wanted to kind of shift that onus, because sometimes people kind of expect the diet plan to be the thing that is, when they buy that's the solution, right? And that is not the solution. The solution is you and the way that you behave. And so the stop overeating refers to a behavior that you do. And I'm going to talk about that today. So that's why I just wanted to explain that, and just say that title is quite intentional, right? So I'm going to share my screen now, find my presentation. So the Stop Overeating Masterclass. Here we go. I've got me in the corner here, so I'm just going to get rid of me. So what I want to go through with you today is how to stop overeating and lose 10 to 15 kilograms, which is the same as about, I don't know if you do it in pounds, it's about 20 to 28 pounds, or if you do it in stone, it's about 1.5 to 2 stone. Yeah, so we're talking, that's the weight that we're talking about. That is what, when a client comes to me and does my program, that is what I tend to achieve in 3 months with mine. So there's a bit of a range there, but and I want you to, as always, my presentations are often interactive. So if you've got a pen and a paper handy, then grab that now, because it's going to be really, really useful for you today. Just get myself comfortable. I'm going to try to go for no longer than an hour. This is, like I said, it's an interactive session, so I hope you won't get bored. And I want you to really, really get the most out of it, because what we're going to do today is we're going to find out where your blind spots are. Okay, so, and don't worry, it'll all be explained. So what I'm talking about really is working out where you are stuck. Yes, and so yes, get a pen and paper. It's really going to help if you can have this and actually do this as we go along. It's nothing too difficult. Don't worry. It's not a test or anything. It's just observations, and we're going to kind of get to the bottom of what is going on for you. And then I'm going to teach you my exact strategy, the strategy that I teach my clients on my 3-month program. Okay, so this is about overeating. For me, I was a yo-yo dieter at best for 20 years. And I just saw it as pain, drama, and misery. And that's what I want to remove from your lives, right? This is what I struggled with for so long. Just the pain of not knowing how to solve this, keeping repeating behavior that I didn't want all the time, just, always ending up eating the thing that I said I wasn't going to eat, and sometimes, in copious amounts, and then feeling really crappy, to say the least. And there just being a lot of drama around it and a lot of misery and feeling just so low with it. And that's, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, because I have to say 50% of women that I speak to and mention what I do know exactly what I'm talking about. And I say the other 50% have no clue. And that's the thing. There are people out there that struggle with this and have done for years, all their lives. And there are people that just don't struggle at all. And it doesn't really seem to be that much in between. And I don't know if you either struggle with it or you don't, right? It's not like sometimes, some days I do, some days I don't. You either have this or you don't. And I don't never really kind of put a label on it, but I would just say pain, drama, and misery. It kind of sums it up for me. So yeah, and I'm going to give you some real life testimonials. Here's 4 women that I've worked with recently who have all been through this and who have all come out the other side literally a different person. Okay, a different person from when they entered my program, come out not struggling anymore, not overeating, having lost between 10 and 15 kilograms to 1.5 stone to a stone, 20 to 28 pounds or something like that. Can't do the maths in my head, not very good at maths. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to jump straight in. Oh, actually, just to quickly look at my notes. There was something else I wanted to say. What was it? So yeah, it really is about, I'm just going to go back one. It really is about knowing exactly why your attempts to lose weight are not working. Yes. And this is what we're going to get to the bottom of today. We're going to actually get to the bottom of why your attempts are not working. And I'm really going to kind of go deep. Okay. So get your pen and paper ready. And by the end of it, also, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to change. So congratulate yourself for showing up. If you're here live, please put a live in the chat so I know you're here. I'm trying to where is it? I'm going to try and keep up with the comments as well while we're going. But if you are, just let me know you're here. Just say hello or live in the chat. And yeah, so as I said, I wanted to be interactive. And please ask questions and I'll do my best to answer them. And I certainly can do at the end. So yeah, I'm really excited because I know that there are so many women in my Facebook group that do suffer with this, and I'm really excited to share this with you because it changed my life and it's changed these women's lives. And yeah, let's dive in. So as I said, yes, stop overeating. It's more about the onus is on you and your behaviour rather than actually the food. So let's start with the good news. Okay, right, you're here probably, if you've been in my Facebook group a while, or even if you've just joined and looked at a couple of posts, you probably know what I'm about. And what I'm about is weight loss, especially permanent weight loss. It's not just about the food. Yeah. And you might have heard me talk about emotions and hormones a bit, and yeah, you'd be right, because that is what it's about. So the good news is you're here knowing that. Yes, you're not still thinking it's got to be the diet, the food. So that's good, because if you're here, then you probably know that already. So that's kind of tick for me, job done on that area. So there's tons and tons of information out there to help you. And so you will conquer this, right? There is so much information out there. And that's what I did. I went on a mission about, I don't know how many years ago now, but I think I was about 30 when I started trying to really conquer this. Yeah, I say the word conquer because it felt like a battle, right? It really did feel like a battle. So if you know, yeah, and it's possible as well. So that's also good news, because people in my group have beat this. Those women that I just showed you have beat it, and I beat it, and plenty of women and that I'm working with at the moment are beating it and discovering more about themselves and learning about themselves and learning about their, how their bodies work and what is going on. So it's possible, right? So it really, really is. And there is hope. So don't give up on that. Yeah. I've, there were times when I used to give up, and I used to really, really think and believe that it wasn't possible for me. And I was never going to be able to change that. But then I discovered sort of later in life that actually those thoughts were actually working against me anyway. And that was what was keeping me stuck. So anyway, I digress. The body confidence movement, that's another good piece of news, because skinny is out thanks to these ladies. Yeah, the pressure is off. We don't have that same pressure anymore to be a skinny mini, yeah, which is what I had. I felt that massively when I was like, especially in my teens and 20s. I'm 48 now, so yeah, that if anyone's from my era, you might remember you just wanted to be in those skinny jeans. There was Kate Moss and they're all so skinny, and yeah, so that pressure is off now. We don't have to look like that anymore, or we don't have to feel. I didn't feel like I had to. I didn't feel like I had to at the time. Actually, I was young. I was impressionable. That's what I thought that I had to do. I thought I should look like that, and it was horrible. So, and then you also, another good piece of news is you have the skills. Yes, you are probably an expert on dieting, yeah, and what doesn't work, right? So if you're like anything like me, for years I was doing these diets and plans and trying every food approach under the sun, only to always end up back at square one. And so you probably feel like you're an expert on the food side of things. And if you know a lot about food and nutrition, that's great, because that's really helpful, because you've got a good standing and a good baseline to go from with this journey, right? It is a journey, I have to say, it is a journey. And yeah, it's actually quite a fun journey as well. That's another bit of good news. Yeah, it's actually fun. The way I do weight loss is fun. It doesn't have to be restrictive and deprivation, how do you ever say that? And it is actually fun. So you do have the skills because you know about dieting, you know how to do that part of it, or that to an extent you've got that covered, but I could do it differently, but you'll find out about that. But you know how to take care of people, because you're probably, if you're like me, you've got tons of people in your life that you're looking after. Maybe it's kids, maybe it's parents, maybe you're caring for somebody, your friends. You've always got time for everyone else. Everybody else comes first, and you are like down here. Yeah. And that's what this is what I aim to do with my clients as well, is like I try and move them up. Yeah, you are worth it. And you deserve to have the body you want and feel the way that you want to feel and all of that. So yeah, I mean, you know how to take care of people, but so that's a skill. So you just got to turn it around onto yourself. Okay. So, and the other thing is, I know, because you're here, that you are not ready to lay down and let this be it. Yeah. There's a part of you that probably does wonder, is this ever going to work for me? Is it ever going to happen for me? But then there's another part of you that's like, no, I'm not prepared to go into my midlife and beyond just never having lost this weight and never having conquered this. And it's just not an option, right? That's how I felt. So I'm going to take you down to the bad news. Okay. So the bad news is, right, there are too many options out there. And I felt this a lot as well, even years ago, before so much internet, whatever. I'm not that old, but you know what I mean? But there's just so much out there. It's the social media stuff, isn't it? It's just like everything. Everyone's doing this. Everyone's doing a program. Everyone's doing a workout. Everyone's doing, and it's just too much, and you don't know who to trust or believe. The other bad news is you are so busy, you don't have time to go through all the information, right? And there's just too much. And there's always also something happening in your life stopping you do it. Like I said, the kids or the husband or the family or the whatever it is, or work, right? Excuse me, always getting in the way. Your life gets in the way, right? So that's, your life situation is what it is, right? Are you going to, can you wait until you have a spare 3 months to do something about it? Or are you going to do something now? And we're going to go into that. I mean, that is kind of it, right? So life happens. We can't control that most of the time. So, okay, so we are busy, right? So the next one is we feel guilty for wanting to lose weight. So the body confidence movement is all great, but actually, I don't know about you, but when it first all started, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's great. And I love the fact that they're all kind of, everyone's doesn't want skinny anymore, and that's really, really good. But actually, I just feel really unhappy the size I am. I feel unhappy with extra weight on me. I feel unhappy. So and then I used to feel guilty about wanting to lose weight, right? And I felt like I was letting womankind down or something, and so there's that aspect as well. And that kind of, there's an element of guilt there. It's like, am I supposed to like want to lose weight? Can I talk about it? Is it like okay or not? And then you're left, you're so sick of dieting and trying all the things. Yeah. And that was me too. I tried every bloody food plan out there, any new fad, any new whatever. I was just skipping from diet to diet, just trying them all. I even had food deliveries. I added up as much as I could remember that I spent on dieting over the years, including, detox weekends and things delivered to my door from expensive food companies that I was just desperate to have. It's going to be that was the solution. It's going to, and all the, fitness weekends that I went on, it's just like, but I was constantly focusing on the food and the exercise and like laser focusing on it. And I just ended up back at square one every time because I couldn't stick to it. So with all this going on, you just feel overwhelmed. You feel inadequate because you've not figured it out yet. It's like, God, I've been doing this for 20 years and I still haven't got this. What is wrong with me? Something's wrong with me, right? That's why I used to feel there was something wrong with me. And I remember being literally on the floor crying, like, what am I supposed to do? I can't do this. I can't do it. I felt totally and utterly useless and fat and hated myself. And yeah, so it's just, you're just left feeling like that when you can't stick to something. And yeah, if you've been doing it for years as well, you feel like you've tried everything. You actually physically feel like you've tried everything. You haven't, by the way, but there you go. So that's why you're here anyway. But so you have so much knowledge as well, yeah, because you've done all this for years. That you've got all this knowledge going, up here, and you probably got loads and loads of stuff, loads of books and stuff that you've never even read. That was me as well. But you still struggle, yeah. And there's just a total lack of an expert. The doctor's not going to tell you, he's not going to help you with this. Therapists, God, I used to Google the hell out of therapists looking for somebody, eating disorders, what's wrong with me? Just like trying to find somebody to help me end it. And I couldn't find the person. I couldn't find that person. Like some of the therapists had that on their like repertoire or whatever, but I speak to them and they're just general practitioners, a lot of them. And I didn't feel like I had a full-blown eating disorder, so I didn't feel like I could go down that route either. It just was like pain, misery, and all of what I said earlier. It was just, I felt miserable. I felt bloody miserable. So much knowledge, no solution. You still struggle, lack of an expert, guilt. Yeah, I've mentioned guilt quite a few times already, yes. And this costs, the self-care thing as well. It's like, putting, how do I put myself first? How do I make this a priority? Am I ever going to make it a priority? Because, there's so many other people in my life and so much else to do that I can't ever get round to it. And I'm just a hot mess or something along those lines. And so put in the chat below, if you feel like, you've been doing this for years and life just takes over, put life in the chat. If you're with me on that, like seriously, I felt like my life, I just felt like I needed 6 months to sort myself out and everyone to go away. But that was never going to happen. So you end up, a hot mess, as I said, spending a bunch of money on experts, the newest food advice, like I just said, hormone advice, supplements, PT and gym. Didn't really enjoy it much, but did it anyway. Felt like I should. Impulse, quick win purchases that you never look at. Like I said, the things on the shelf, you've bought all this stuff that you've bought, like, this program looks amazing. And I remember having a thing of CDs once I bought from somewhere, CDs, who used those. But yeah, it was the time, it was from an infomercial, one of those long infomercials. I can't remember what it was called now, but there was about 50 CDs in this pack and it all arrived. I was so excited. And I think I did one exercise class, and it's just, this is what I mean. All these impulse buys, you just spend so much money on this stuff. And like I said, I added it all up once. And what I could remember came to £30,000. Yeah. So £30,000, I don't know if you're here if you're in America or I know we're an international group here. So, there's, that's more than $30,000. It's probably like 34,000 or something like that. And euros about the same. So, yeah, so we're spending all this money, we're spending loads of energy, like, and mental space, right? This energy, it's physical energy, but it's also mental energy on finding a solution. Because how much like mental space do you devote to this? I do this thing in my program. It's called it's a balance wheel, and I get people to look at where they're at in terms of how much time do they spend on the problem, on this issue that they can't solve, and how much time do they spend on everything else that's important to them in their life. And when you're really honest about it, I used to spend hours and hours on dieting, like, you know, whether I was researching it, you know, getting the stuff, going somewhere to do a detox, going somewhere to do something, or I, you know, I would sometimes lock myself away for the whole weekend, and just spend the whole weekend detoxing. And like by Monday, I'd have lost, you know, a few pounds by Monday morning, and like doing loads of exercise and just being really extreme. And that just doesn't work, right? Yeah. So you end up doing all this. It's too extreme. So, and then there's more energy on, you know, worrying. Yeah, you're worrying about being left behind, and like, you know, when will you ever get this time to focus on yourself and losing the weight, and this issue that's so important to you. It's so important to you, and you just need life to stop for a minute, like I just said. So and actually, you know, this was me, I don't know if you can relate, but you're missing out on life because you're spending so much time, like, even if it's not physical time, it's brain time on being consumed with it, on in your head. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten that, should have eaten that, oh God, I better not, but oh God, oh my God, you idiot, why have you done that? You know, it's just that constant mental chatter, and, you know, more than chatter, it's like berating yourself the whole time for messing up all the time. And that all just makes you feel like crap, right? And you know, and you feel stressed, you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, confused, you're blaming yourself for not being able to stick to all these food approaches, and you feel desperate and low, okay? And that's what I'm talking about. It's the food approach, and it's all about the food approach, or the exercise. And for me, it was both, but for some people, it's just about the food. And all you end up with is an expensive lesson that you don't have a strategy that works for you, right? And maybe this is never going to work for you, and you end up a hot mess. I love that, so American. But I've been following quite a few American people lately, and I love the hot mess. So if you feel like you're a hot mess too, like I used to, like many women in this group that I speak to do feel like that, then put hot mess in the chat now. Yeah, if you're with me. Okay, so more good news. You found my Facebook group, yeah? All your prayers are answered. No, not really, but yeah, I mean, some of them are, because I'm here and I understand, and that I kind of will probably hopefully fill that gap of somebody that understands and can advise you, and you don't feel like an idiot anymore, that, you know, that you haven't figured this out. You feel like you can actually, you know, there's a way, and you see other people, you see my testimonials of people kind of doing really well and losing weight and keeping it off. And yeah, so yeah, perhaps hopefully you feel like you're supported here, right? And yeah, I'm talking about emotional eating and hormones all the time. And that's, and I also, I don't know if you heard me that mentioned the whole human. I look at it like not just laser focusing on the food and the exercise, but looking at the whole person and what is going on for this person. Yes, it's not just about what she's eating. It's about how she's feeling, how she's thinking, what's going on hormonally, what's going on, you know, in her private life to make her feel a certain way, what's happening at work, you know, is she kind to herself, does she find time for herself? All of this affects your weight loss, right? Believe it or not, it does, especially the hormones and the emotions. Okay, so it makes sense, right? Of course it does, because everything starts up here, and you know, our thoughts create our feelings, which drive our actions. Okay, and that's what I teach. And that's the absolute truth. So you can lose weight but with pure willpower, but you're not going to lose weight permanently unless you're starting here and checking in with yourself and processing your emotions effectively and knowing how your body works and your hormones. So more good news. Yeah, you learn that it's not you and not the food approach. So I think I've covered this one, but yeah, that's a point to make. Again, it's not you. It's not your fault. You are not an idiot. You can do this, and it's not the food approach. So stop worrying about what you're eating. Yeah, that is important. Okay, but you know that bit, right? We're going to move on to something, more lasting and more, a bit more, we can move on from that. We've grown up a bit probably since our 20s, right? So permanent weight loss is about that, not a quick fix. I know that's what we want. That's what I want for my clients. I want them to come to me, but I don't want them to come back to me. Yeah. I don't want them to come back and say, oh, I've put the weight back on. Doesn't happen in my programs. People don't come back. They do come back because they want extra coaching and they want to learn more about themselves and their bodies, but they don't come back to lose the weight again. They might decide they want to lose more weight, and that's fine. It's your choice, your body, right? So then you don't have to give up everything. You don't have to give up everything and feel deprived is another piece of good news. It's like, I always say this, and I said this at the beginning, this is about losing weight, losing that amount of weight that I just mentioned. I'm going to go through all the figures again, but it was like, 10 to 15 kilograms, or 1.5 to 2 stone. There's 14 pounds in a stone if you're American. So, but yeah, literally, you don't have to give up the wine that you like. You don't have to give up everything. You don't have to be so extreme with it. You don't have to say, oh, I'll never allow that again because I just want to be thin. It doesn't have to be like that. And you can live your life, still have the things you like in your life. Okay. So, and I'm giving you lots of practical techniques and advice to do on the job. And when I say on the job, I mean in your life. Yeah. So I mentioned waiting, all that, we tend to do that, don't we? We're like, oh, when I've kind of lost weight, I'll be able to do this. When I've lost weight, I'll be able to go on holiday and wear a bikini, but I'm not going to book one until I've lost weight, or I'm going to go and do this, or whatever it is, you put out your life on hold until you've lost weight. But what I do is I teach you tools to use on the job, like as in your life situation. So you're working with an expert guide, that's me, and you're not alone. Hope is there. Please don't give up. Don't give up. Hope really, really is there. It's possible for you. I never thought it was possible for me. Lots of my clients don't think it's possible for them. They don't think they can achieve certain things, like giving up something that they love. They like, for example, I'll give you, I had an Asian lady in my program. She didn't think she could live without rice, but for the first month, I didn't want her to eat rice because I wanted her to, she hates so much of it. And she didn't think she could do that. She'd always eaten rice. Yeah, but you can. She did do it, and then she didn't miss it, and she was just so surprised. So it's just these little things. You're not, hope is there because you can do things that you think you can't do. That's one point I'm making. So, but more bad news. But just because you found the group, you found me, you listened to my trainings, it doesn't mean that you know how to apply this, okay? And this is why we're here today. We're going to really, really get into the nitty gritty today. You're going to know how to apply my strategy, what I teach you, because what I teach is not a cookie cutter approach. That's why I have the one-to-one coaching, because it's individual. Everybody's different. And that's why diets don't work, because they just say, oh, eat this, everybody eat this. And it doesn't, like, everybody's hormones are different, and there's different things going. There's so much more going on in your body than calories in and calories burned. It doesn't work like that. So understand. Also, it doesn't mean you understand how to use the tools that I teach. And I do give away freebies in this group. I gave away my hunger scale recently, and there's an explanation on there. But you do really need that coaching to kind of help you understand how to do things. Okay. And you also probably don't know how to manage your doubts and fears. Because when you're going down a path and you're not really sure if it's the right path, and you're kind of trialing and erroring things on your own, and it takes so much time, doesn't it? And you just need to feel certain that you're going to be able to do this, yes, and know that you're on the right path. And that's what I do for my clients, obviously. It's the expert guidance that really, really makes a difference. And you don't end up going down the wrong path and taking, and doing it all wrong. So know the nuances. Yeah. So it's about nuances, and, don't necessarily know that how to tweak it, this method. So for your body, yeah, that's the difference. And I have a method, I have a food plan, but I work with people individually and tweak it for them. Okay. So what if instead of trying to recreate the wheel, you had a simple, completely tailored for you and your body, easy to follow game plan with expert guidance, which you can put into practice whatever your life situation. Bit of a mouthful, but it kind of says everything I want to say. Yeah, it's tailored, it's easy to follow, step by step. I'm there to guide you, and you can put it into practice whatever your life situation. And it's got nutrition. Yeah, we talk about nutrition and diet and hormones. That comes into the same category. And I do like a full audit on your what you do at the moment, and I kind of work out a system for you. Yeah, I work out what you're already doing, and I work out a system that's going to really kind of see good results quick. It's not restrictive, and it allows you to enjoy food and drink that you love. Okay. Then I have this emotional eating. I've mentioned that already. Strategy to enable you to understand and end this frustrating cycle for good. Okay. Then we've got the habit and the routine assessment and the remodeling to let you go. So this is real, because I'm a yoga teacher as well. So it's about letting go of what no longer serves you. I love this kind of concept, and it's not concept, it's actually a real thing. But it's letting go of finding out what it is that's keeping you stuck and being able to let go of that. And it could be anything. It could be something physical, it could be something mental, it could be something emotional. So so all this without wasting time and energy on all the wrong things. Just have a little drink. So yeah, hi. I mean, I've already said who I am, but I just wanted to kind of reiterate this. You know, I am founder of I call it Body Breakthrough, because it's about having breakthroughs so that you can kind of change, transform yourself. Okay. And I help women. What I do is help you create life-altering weight loss results and stop overeating permanently. But there it is in black and white: 10 to 15 kilograms, 22 to 23 pounds. I got the maths wrong, or 1.5 to 2 stone. And that's in 3 months without giving up the food you love. So I'm a certified mindset coach. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a hormone expert and an emotional and well-being coach. Okay, I'm a retreat host as well. And I struggled for 20 years with yo-yo dieting and other disordered eating. I'm not going to go into all that now. I have done in the past, and that's me sitting on the beach just down the road. It's 5 minutes down the road from where I live in Portugal. So I'm obviously British, but I live in Portugal. So that's where I am. That's me. So at Body Breakthrough, we are on a mission to give you a completely tailored, practical game plan. Okay. Obviously, like I said, nutrition and diet and hormones, emotional eating, habit and routine, and you are fully supported. Yes. Fully supported. And like I said, it's training on the job in your life situation, whatever that is, whether you are a mum of 4, under 4 or something, or whether you are single and, high-powered job that takes up all your time, that your life is never going to stop. So that's what we have to do. We have to figure out a way to do this in your life situation. What you're going to get today. This is very, very simplified what my program is. Yeah, I've said it already: diet and nutrition, emotions and habits. And I use special tools which I've developed to help you retrain these areas of your life. And then the result is here: it's to stop overeating and lose weight permanently. Right, that's the result that we want, and that's what I'm going to teach you today. And then we'll also this is what most people kind of think. If you see this is a house, right? Yes, I was speaking to somebody who was an architect recently, and she said this really spoke to her. So if diet and nutrition is not, these are your pillars of your house, holding your house up, and if diet and nutrition is not holding you up, emotions is a bit higher, but it's still, the house is falling down basically because the pillars aren't all there. You need a full diet and nutrition pillar, you need the full emotional pillar and the full habit pillar. And all three of them need to be strong and tall and, everything they need to be. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to find out how to raise the roof on your house. Okay. So this is the Body Breakthrough method. It's, like I said, it's diet, nutrition, emotions, and habits. Diet and nutrition, including hormones. And what we do is we take you on this journey from awareness to reconnecting, retraining, and reprogramming. So all the time, your weight loss, it looks like it's going up, but that means it's going down. Weight loss is happening, and then progression through the program. And then all the while you're figuring it out. Yeah. So when I said you hadn't got this figured out yet, you will do. By the end of my program, you'll be fully figured out for you. And I'm there to coach you on that. I've also got today, I've got a special offer of my 3-month program. Okay, there's a special price that's going to be available for a few days, and I've got an extra month also available for anybody that pays in full for my program. You get a whole extra month in the program, and which is worth a lot of money. And yeah, it's 3 months normally, and that makes it into a 4-month program. And I've got these amazing bonuses. I've got some Sweaty Betty clothing. I've got a one-to-one yoga and fitness assessment with me. I've got some other things, and I can't remember what they are, but basically, if you purchase the program, you get all these special offers. Oh yeah, there's a full fitness fitness app with tons and tons of fitness live fitness classes on it as well, which you'll get, which I'm throwing in. And there's one other thing, and I can't remember what it is, but you'll see at the end. So, do you have gaps? Okay, so like I said, this is your house, this is the roof, this is what's going on here. We're trying to stop overeating, we're trying to raise it up, but our diet and nutrition is too low, it's not right, there's a huge, the bits in red are gaps, and it's not working. The roof is falling off. So we need to use these tools to raise these pillars and make them strong so that the roof is up and we have the house in order, okay? It's strong, it's sturdy, and you're not overeating, you're not putting the weight back on, and you're losing it permanently. So yes, just showing you again, there it is in all its glory, and we're figuring it out. If we're going from this, and we're using this methodology to do that. And I like seeing things visually, so I hope that kind of speaks to you, and I hope it makes sense. Please ask questions if it doesn't. So we are nutrition, diet and hormonal audit and system for you, emotional eating strategy, habit and routine. We're doing it all today. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm taking you through my pillars. I'm missing a slide here, actually. Let me just see. There, this is the one. That's the one I wanted. So pillar 1 is nutrition. So what I'm going to do is take you through my pillars, and I want you to get your pen and paper out now. So sorry, I've been waffling quite a long time, but I do like to talk, probably know already. So I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can, but this is the order. This is the test that we're doing. So I want you to track, audit, your eating and history and ongoing tracking system, and I want you to rate yourself on all of these points here. I'm going to take you through each one, okay? And what we're going to rate ourselves like this, and this is kind of something I copied from an American as well. So this is so American, but I love it. It's like you're going to rate yourself a 1 to 4, right? 1 is the lower end of the scale. It's like I do not do that, and a 4 is a yes, I definitely do. Yeah, so it's a meh. It's a not really, it's a kind of yeah, or a heck yes. Okay, so you've got to just kind of write this down. Every point I make, I want you to rate yourself 1 to 4 on it. So it'll all be revealed. So let's do tracking. First of all, diet and nutrition. So these statements I'm going to read out to you. I want you to rate yourself 1 to 4, whether you think that you are, as I said, you're a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4. I never do this, or I always do this. Yeah. So point 1, I know exactly what I need to eat to improve my health and increase fat burning. So that's the first one. I do not buy foods labeled low fat or no added sugar, because they do not help me to lose weight for the long term. Okay. So which one are you? 1 to 4 on these. I know that tracking calories or anything is not important if my body is being nutritionally fed. That was a big learning curve for me about counting. And I understand my body's daily weight fluctuations and what causes them. Yeah, we have our weight goes up and down every day. And yeah, there are very many different causes for that. And it's generally not anything to do with what we've eaten. So I don't follow traditional diets that put your body into a calorie deficit, because I know that approach does not work long term, especially if I've done it for years. So there's some, I call them culprits right there. But yeah, literally, these are well-known brands in the UK. I think you have Jenny Craig in the States. But these, yes, people lose weight on them. People lose weight, but most of the time they don't keep it off, and they go back and go back and go back and spend more and more money. So I really I hate these systems. They don't work. I've tried them all as well. Yeah, I've done all of them, and because I never stuck to them. I think about 2 weeks was the longest I stuck to any of them, because I was emotionally eating. Right, I'd just fall off the wagon, start eating, and I'd start overeating. So diet, nutrition, nourish. So I know this again. Rate yourself 1 to 4. So on those ones, you can just give yourself a 1 to 4 overall, if you like, for those ones. Yeah. So diet, nutrition, the tracking thing. Do you a 1 to 4? 1 is not, and 4 is yes, I definitely do. So diet, nutrition, nourish. Do you rate yourself 1 to 4 on these ones? I know exactly what I should be eating and when to eat in order to nourish my body correctly. I have a specific plan tailored for my body that nourishes and regulates my hormones and blood sugar. I know how to eat in abundance of food. So I know how to eat loads, never feel hungry, and not gain weight. I'm fully in tune with my natural hunger signals, and I eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm full. That one's really important, because how many of you snack? How many of you just kind of are always grazing, or just eat to the point of over fullness and then just feel rubbish afterwards? This is about being really in tune with your body. Okay, so I don't have cravings I don't often have cravings for sweet food or chips or popcorn and similar. So think about what you snack on. Do you snack much? And if you do you have strong cravings for them? Right. So this is yeah. So for example, on that one, if you disagree with that one, you're going to be a 1. If you agree, you're going to be a 4 or a 2 or a 3 in between. Okay. Diet and nutrition. Have I spelled that wrong? Can't see. Oh, I put fiat nutrition. It's diet and nutrition and hormones, right? So hormones, really, really important, especially if you're over 40. So do you agree or not agree with these statements? 1 to 4. I know that balancing hormones is the most effective strategy for weight loss because they are in charge of whether we store or burn fat. What do you say? 1 to 4. I know and I avoid the foods that create inflammation in my body and that cause me to store energy or glucose as fat. Yeah. Do you know which foods they are? Do you know which ones cause you to store fat? Or do you I understand what causes my metabolism to slow down and make my body hold on to stubborn weight. Yeah, you might think, oh, I've got slow metabolism, but do you know why? Do you know why that is? Especially as you get a bit older. I'm in tune with hunger hormones, and I know when I'm truly physically hungry and full. I just mentioned that one a minute ago, but I'm just mentioning it again because it's really important, because it comes under hormones as well, because there are hormones controlling hunger and fullness. I understand why eating less and exercising more doesn't work long term, especially if I'm 40 plus. So that's kind of another reworded one as well, because obviously all of these things that I work on with my clients, they are all intertwined. Hormones, emotions, nutrition and habits are all very, very closely related and intertwined. So it's difficult to separate them sometimes. Okay. At perimenopause age, I have, or if you're not there yet, I intend to review diet and weight control, because it's very likely the way I used to do it in my 20s and 30s will not work anymore, even if I change nothing. So I spoke to a lady the other day who, I think she was like mid 40s, and she was like, well, I'm just not losing weight. I just don't understand. I haven't changed anything. I'm still doing my exercise, and I just said, well, you haven't changed anything, but your body's changed. So this is a clear indication that you need to change the way that you're doing things. And she was like, but I don't want to give that up, and I don't want to give that up. Well, you have to make a choice. You have to decide. Okay. And you have to kind of get the information, get down with the info and find out what's going on in your body, right? So hormones are really, really important. And I put another bit about hormones, self-care. So that I mentioned self-care earlier, because it really affects our weight. Not self-care affects our weight, but being in the parasympathetic state, this nervous, I've got a nervous system, and we're even fight or flight, really, really kind of, that's when we're running from a saber-toothed tiger when we were cavemen, and all of the glucose in our body goes to our it goes all to our muscles so that we're ready to go. And when we're in a parasympathetic state, that's when we're totally relaxed. And when we're in a totally relaxed state, obviously the glucose is not in our muscles. So that means that insulin can do its job. The hormone insulin can do its job well and clear our blood of glucose. That's what its job is. When we've got glucose in our blood, we can't burn fat. So when we're in a state of stress, we can't burn fat because our cells are all full of glucose already. So we cannot burn fat because insulin's trying to distribute it, but it finds that there's nowhere to distribute it. So it will just store it as fat. So that's why I mentioned this as I've mentioned self-care quite a few times, because reducing stress will help us to burn fat, right? It really is a fact. And if you're finding that, you know, you have a very stressful life and you're not losing weight, then this is one of the things I would be addressing with you, right? So next one, I get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night to reduce cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and encourage cell repair and fat burning. So there's another kind of nod to that. Is this you? Do you do this? Do you plan, you know, I plan complementary activities and practices ahead of time, not as a kind of reaction to feeling crap, but you do it ahead of time. It's like, I'm going to do that for myself to counter or balance hormones and emotions and encourage happy hormones. Yeah, that's probably more advanced, right? But that's what I get my clients doing by the end of my program. It's like looking ahead and thinking, what am I going to do for me next week? And this really does help to keep your body in that kind of parasympathetic state. It's like doing things that you enjoy and you love and that really kind of put you in that kind of relaxed state. I know what I need to stay happy and balanced, feeling vital and alive. Yeah. What do you know what you need, or do you just feel like crap every day? Every day you wake up. That was me. I was groggy in the mornings, you know, and just feeling crappy until lunchtime. I'm not perfect and I don't try to be. I feel there's a place for good wine and food that I love, for well-being and enjoyment. Okay. So yeah, I'm not saying give up everything that you love, and there is a place for it, because it's about well-being. It's about having things that you enjoy in your life. And I'm not going to ever say to somebody, you're not allowed to do that. That's not what I'm about at all. We're trying to keep this stuff in their lives. Okay, carrying on with the hormone vein, I know that, you know, sorry, going back to that one, rate yourself a 1 to 4. 1 is a no, I don't feel that is me at all, any of that, or a 4 is hell yes, I'm up there, or something in between. Yeah, rate yourself. So 40 plus, peri and menopause, I call it. So as I just said, what you did in, you know, do you know that what you did food-wise and dieting-wise in your 20s and 30s will not work in your 40s and 50s? Well, probably. Well, if you're very lucky. But generally, it doesn't work in your 40s and 50s, yeah? So I understand that the hormonal changes and the reasons why this will make me gain weight, even if I change nothing, go on a diet or exercise more. So you understand what's going on. Do you? Yes or no? And the reasons why it will make me gain weight. Do you understand why? So give yourself a 1 to 4. I am changing, or about to change, if you're that age, the way I do the food for the above reasons. Are you doing that? Are you thinking about it? Are you 40 plus? Are you wanting to do that? Or are you just suddenly realizing, oh my God, I need to change the food. I've got to add it to my list. Okay, so next, I know what food and other lifestyle choices are suitable for my 40 plus body. So I am still able to stay the weight I want to be throughout peri and menopause, because I'm telling you, it is 100% possible. We are told by doctors, by people, by others, by women older than us, oh, you know, when you hit 40, you know, it all goes downhill. You can't keep the weight off. You can't do it. It's just impossible. But it's not true. 100% not true. And I've worked with women. I think I put one in here. Yes, I did. I put a quote in here. This is a lady, Helen, who's always in my group. She's still one of my biggest fans. She did my program a couple of years ago. Yeah. And I love Helen because she's always coming back to me, telling me how she's still, you know, using everything that I taught her. She's still loving life. And, you know, she was 51 then, so she must be 52 now, 53 now. But yeah, she said this program has been a lifesaver for me. I was gaining weight in menopause and not able to lose no matter what I tried, and nothing was working. Yeah. She said, it helped me balance my hormones and lose the weight. Okay. So, and she came out the other side. She had loads of other great things that happened for her. She was insomniac as well, and she got her sleep back, for one. She found meditation. She really, really enjoyed meditation, and it ended up, she still does it to this day. She's always telling me that, oh, I did your meditation the other day. This is stuff that you learn, and you learn for life. That's what I'm telling you. And it's just amazing, a new way to be, a new way to live your life. So emotions, this area, I'm going to go through these areas again, and I want you to rate yourself again, but we have awareness and connection with emotions. We have allowing and processing, self-compassion, limiting thoughts and beliefs. It's like, oh, how does that fall into it? But it does. And endorphins, which is also hormonal. But as I said, it's all intertwined. So awareness. So look at this. These are these statements are where you want to be, right? And this first statement, I get the relationship between emotions, hormones, and hunger. Do you get that? Do you get that? Because emotions and hormones have a huge effect on what we eat and how often we eat. So it's really important to understand this. Okay, so if you don't understand it, give yourself like a 1 or a 2. But if you do, then give yourself a 4, 3 or 4. I regularly check in, check in emotionally. And by that, I mean stopping and actually saying to myself, what am I feeling? What am I feeling right now? And checking in with yourself, and ensuring that you're not kind of being driven by your head, but you're able to feel emotions through your body. This is a very yogic thing. I'm a yoga teacher as well, right? So it's actually dropping out of your head into your body and feeling what's there is the best way to describe it, because all day we can be up in our heads, can't we? And just stress and mind-led stuff all day long, and then just forget to actually feel our emotions. And we get home, and what happens? We just get out a pint of ice cream and start eating them instead. Yeah, so this is what happens. So that's really good, really important. Sorry. Next one, I can identify specific emotions that cause me to eat more. Can you? Give yourself a 1 to 4. I do not feel guilt or shame or frustration after I eat food that's not healthy. Yeah. Do you have that? Do you have that shame? I certainly used to. I used to feel like shit. I used to hate myself. Why have I done this? After you eat food that's not healthy, in inverted commas, I said, you shouldn't not be allowed to eat. And you're an adult. You can eat whatever you like. So why are you telling yourself off like this? It's just not good, is it? Anyway, I exercise to feel good or better, not to burn calories. Now, this is something that I used to was obsessed with burning every calorie that I ate. And I would sit there and write them all down and top them all up and make sure that I'd done enough exercise in the next 2 days after I had too much to eat, and get it all out, get it all rid, get it all burned, purging. I was purging through exercise. So if you can relate to that, yeah, you're a 1. I'm sorry. But if you don't, what I advocate now is doing exercise to feel amazing. You should always enjoy it, and you should feel better. And it's not about burning calories. It's about feeling good. Yeah. So the number on the scale does not affect me emotionally. It's just data to help me work out what's going on in my body. There's a little clue there about how I work behind the scenes. And your daily fluctuations are really, really key to knowing what's going on in your body. Excuse me. So yeah, does the number on the scale affect you? If it's gone up like 2 or 3 pounds from yesterday, does that affect you? Does it ruin your day? That was me. Okay, so allowing and processing. Okay, sorry, I'm not going on. This is so important, right? So what I want to say here is, yeah, I mean, allowing is different from resisting. Yeah. So when you've got emotions there that that you're feeling something, and being able to pushing it down is what you do when you're emotionally eating, because you're eating the emotion effectively. And I didn't understand that when someone said that to me, but really you feel something, a strong emotion, and you have this habit of eating when you feel a strong emotion. Usually it's a negative thing, but it can be for other reasons. It's like celebrating, we celebrate with food, don't we? And we could be, just feeling really great, and let's have some whatever it is, and it works both ways, doesn't it? But often it's when I used to feel guilt was a big driver for me. Loneliness, also, I lived on my own, and I used to kind of, emotionally eat when I was feeling lonely. Stress is also a big one, and anxiety. I used to get social anxiety, but I didn't realize I did because I used to eat all the time. So I never felt the emotion of social anxiety. And when I had this coaching years ago, I realized that that's what I was doing. I was like, why am I picking? Why have I eaten so much? I don't even want any. I'm not even hungry. And you just be picking and picking and picking. And it's because I was in a situation where I didn't really know anyone in the room, and I was just grazing, and I was just basically feeding myself and eating about that anxiety that I had, that I didn't know that I had. So because I was eating about it. So are you in tune and aware with your emotions and their cycle? Okay. Do you know what's going on emotionally for you most of the time? 1 to 4. I intentionally process emotions so they don't cause me to overeat, either in the moment or cumulatively, because they can be cumulative. Like I mentioned earlier, it can be a stressful day and it can build up and build up and build up. And then in the evening, it's like blowout. Yeah. So I know, and I use the tools that help me to circuit break this behavior. You like this, I mentioned tools earlier. That's what I do. I give you tools to help you to navigate this and to break the circuit, like a circuit breaker. That's a good impression of a electric shock. But this behavior, that's what we're doing. We're trying to find where we can break the cycle. So this is Susan, who did my program, and now Susan actually did. This is the important point at the end. She says, I have not restricted myself. I now fully trust myself around food. And that's huge. As before, I didn't at all. And I have a different mindset 100% with food and diet and body image. Now, Susan, interestingly, did decide a few weeks into my program that she didn't want to lose weight. And this is just, for me, brilliant, because she just decided that she was, what the problem for her was the pain and the misery that she was, she was beating herself up all the time about overeating, and she decided not to do that. And I gave her the tools with which to kind of, get to grips with that, and she was able to break her cycle. But then she just kind of decided that she liked herself. And she didn't need to lose weight, didn't want to lose weight. So that's absolutely fine as well, right? Of course it is. It's your body, it's your choice, you decide. And I was saying to her, are you sure? You started this program and you wanted to lose weight? And she was like, no, I don't want to lose weight anymore. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with the struggle. I don't want to struggle anymore. If I decide to change my mind and want to lose weight, I'll come back to you. But at the moment, no, I'm just happy. She was like on cloud 9 that she'd been able to stop feeling like shit all the time after a heavy weekend of drinking or eating or whatever. So on to self-compassion, because that is really what I'm talking about here. I always create results in my body. 1 to 4. I always create results in my body from a place of love and care for myself. And that's what Susan wasn't doing. She was creating results, trying loads of different diets and doing it from a place of I hate myself. Okay, really bad. And made her feel like shit all the time. So I know that being unkind to myself is creating a negative emotional state, and that this will work against me and my goals. 1 to 4. Do you know that? Do you know that the way that you're talking to yourself is creating that state, and that's what's keeping you stuck, actually? I treat and talk to myself the same way I would a friend or a child. I love to say this to my daughter, because sometimes she looks in the mirror and says, oh, I don't like the way I look. And I'm like, would you talk to your best friend like that? And what would you say to her right now? And if she'd say, well, I said, she looks great. I said, well, that's how you need to talk to yourself. And that's what is that childlike approach, talking like you're talking to a child is kind of a nice way to look at it, because that's what they need. The children need to be taught this stuff, right? Because we all grow up thinking that we're ugly and fat and we hate ourselves, and it's not good. Okay, next one. I never allow the number on the scale to dictate how I feel, and also all my self-worth. So I've covered that one before, but it's also emotional, right? I do not feel guilt or shame or frustration after I eat food that's not considered healthy. I think I've probably forgot to take these off this slide. I put them on the same slide. Never mind. This is a good one. I know how to identify and let go of thoughts and feelings which aren't serving me and which are leading me to actions that I do not want. Have you got any clue what I'm talking about? If you do, Rate yourself 1 to 4. It's on to limiting thoughts and beliefs. It always starts with a thought. I understand the thoughts that I have create my feelings, which drive me to taking action. And that creates every result in my life, including my weight, so including overeating. So overeating is an action. Yeah, there'll be a thought. It's like, I've had a shit day at work. Then the feeling will be relief or kind of desire for the food. The feeling could be something like that, and then that will drive you to take action, which the action will be overeating, and that will create a result of no weight loss. Yeah, so it's thoughts, feelings, actions, results. So I know that I have a belief system that has been there for many years. Do you know you have a belief system? And do you also know that your beliefs and your thoughts are not facts? Yeah, and shouldn't be treated as such. Beliefs and thoughts are not facts. Okay, that's a big one for a lot of people. It's a bit of a mind-boggling kind of thing to think about, because a lot of the things that we believe, we think they're facts. Like, for example, my family. I've always struggled with my weight, and I always will. And you could say that was, something that was a fact. It could feel like a fact to you, but I'm telling you now, it's not. It's a belief. Every decision I make is based on what I think, believe, and feel. So it stands to reason that this is an area that requires work for changes to happen. Is it? Don't know. You tell me. 1 to 4. I know when I feel crappy, it's because of my own thoughts about a situation, not the situation. Yeah, so sometimes we think things happen to us, and that's what makes us feel a certain way. But actually, it's actually not that. It's you have a thought about it, and that thought makes you feel a certain way. Okay, that's quite difficult to get your head around. But good way to do it is to work back from the feeling. Sometimes it's like, well, why am I feeling rubbish? I'm feeling rubbish because something happened, but what was my thought? What was the thought? So if you're feeling rubbish, you know that you've got thoughts and beliefs in your head that are not serving you, that are negative, or being unkind to yourself. If you're feeling rubbish and you're not sure why, do that. Work back and think about, what was I just thinking? Habits and daily routines. I mean, we've already covered this a lot, okay? But there's a lot about history, about your history and your environment and cultural habits in this. So I'm going to just go through. I've got one slide of this. So that's the last slide on this. So 1 to 4. I'm fully aware of the things that I do repetitively that are stopping me get to my goal. Now, you might be fully aware that it's the fact that you eat Maltesers every day at 4 o'clock that might be stopping you to get to your goal. So that could be quite an obvious one. Rate yourself 1 to 4. I know how to interrupt patterns and make changes, so I create results that I want in my life. Do you? I only eat if I'm hungry, never just because it's lunchtime or because I'm at an event where food is being offered. So imagine it's lunchtime, but you're not really hungry, but you always eat lunch, don't you? Well, most people do. Or if you're at an event, there's food being handed around, canapes or something, or if you might be taking them even if you've already had your dinner. So I'm not saying it's habits and daily routines can really, really make you overeat without you even realizing. Yeah. So I know deconditioning habits is a practice, and it's going to take time and requires consistency, because basically, how did you get here in the first place? By repeating something. So we have to we have to counter that and repeat something else. I have a sustainable habit plan that gives small wins each day instead of extreme highs and lows. I've mentioned the extremes already. So extreme highs and lows are not good for us, okay? We need to find that middle ground, that grey area, not the black and the white. I allocate the right amount of brain space to losing weight. It doesn't take over. Now, that was not me. My brain was consumed with it. I have a plan for emotional eating that I can do on the job, like in your life, so that I keep practicing it every day and create shifts and actions and results. I regularly journal so I can see what my thought processes are and work out why I'm repeating behaviors that I don't want. Now, does any of that sound like you have got that nailed, or are you like, no way, I have no idea? Maybe the first one, but the rest of it is a bit like, never heard such nonsense in my life. Joking. But yeah, so let me know, 1 to 4, write it down. Okay. So, here's a few testimonials here. So I've got what's a client? Thank you, Vicky. I feel great. I have a better understanding about the hunger scale. I know how my body works, and I can see it now with the right meal plan. I actually don't need much to sustain myself. P.S. Still not missing rice. That's the lady that I was talking about earlier. And knowing that if there's I want it, I can have it in moderation. I'm so excited that I can't see it because I've got something in the way. I'm not feeling deprived. I've lost 18 pounds already and I'm not feeling deprived at all. I feel like a new person. I just feel so emotional today. That's another client. I can't believe I can eat peanut butter and all the calorific fats and still lose weight. It makes no sense. Why have we not been told this? Why have we never been told this? Why have we been told not to eat that stuff for years? So it's not what you think, right? It's a different way of eating, a different way of being, a different lifestyle. It's trying new things. So scale of 1 to 4 then. Overall, yeah, look at each of the, where are you overall? Are you like 1, 2, 3, or 4? Just give yourself a rating overall. You may have scored better in some areas than others. So remember there, it's nutrition and hormones, emotions, and then habits. Okay, so just give yourself a mark about where you are. There's a lot of hot messes in the chat. I'm just checking. Okay. So, anyone got any questions? Please do comment in the chat. I can see your questions here, put them in front of me. Okay. So let's imagine ourselves in the future. You've lost 10 to 15 kilograms in 3 months without giving up the food you love, or whatever your life situation or stage. You've stopped reaching for the chips, cookies, and cereal, whatever it is for you when you feel stressed or overwhelmed and anxious or lonely or celebrating. Yeah, you've stopped doing that. Imagine this. Imagine just give you like 6 months down the line, or 3 months even. Habits: you eat when you're hungry, you stop when you're full, you have a schedule containing everything that you love and enjoy. Yeah, or you're planning ahead and you're creating new habits, and you're consistent and committed. Yeah, and this no longer scares you. You just do it. All right. So that's what I want you to imagine. So next month, I'm putting together a small group of women, and I only work with a small group of women because I can only work with a small group of women because it is just me here. And I help them to lose 10 to 15 kilograms or 22 to 33 pounds or 1.5 to 2 stone in 3 months without giving up the food they love, keeping it off permanently. And I use emotional, hormonal, and habit strategies. Everything that I've mentioned here. So if you have gaps and you want to work with me, yeah, look, just know that I work directly with you on this. I don't it's not group coaching, it is one-to-one coaching, me and you on Zoom, right? I work directly with you. So that's why I going to put a small group of women together. I tried group coaching, but I decided that wasn't the way forward for me. I need to work one-to-one with my clients and give them that time and attention, because that's how I get the best results with my clients. So you're here, right? You probably got a good idea of where you are. So diet and nutrition, give yourself overall a 1 to 4. Or emotions, give yourself a 1 to 4. Habits, so you can see where your gaps are now, hopefully. Yeah, and this is where you want to be, obviously. So I'm just reiterating that. We want your roof to be raised right up, your pillars to be strong and sturdy. You've got all the tools, yeah, and you know what to do with diet, nutrition, emotions, and habits. And when you've got that nailed, you will be able to stop overeating and lose weight permanently. Yeah, that's how it works. And this is it's a permanent weight loss program, and yeah, it'll bring you to your best ever self. Okay, we're going to teach you to stop overeating and dieting and get the body you want. So I'm going to tell you about all of that now. I'm going to tell you about my program, I'm going to tell you about how you can work with me, I'm going to tell you about the offers, the special price, and all of that now. So I hope you stay and listen to what I've got to say, and I'm going to give you a bit more info as well, and teach you the exact strategies that I teach my clients. I'm going to show you exactly the roadmap that I use, okay, with my clients. So this is how we do it. We have your road. We work out what your roadmap to success is. You have an exact plan, and in our online portal, and you work directly with me to create a plan that you love and which fits into your life, as I've mentioned. Yeah, so that's how we do it. We create your roadmap, and then we create your path to implement it, right? So we've got these live sessions. I coach you on the areas that you're struggling with the most, and every week there's going to be something new. And because you're going to be struggling with something different every week. It's like, oh, I've got that all right now, but now I can't do this. And it might be, you know, I keep picking and going to the fridge when I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm not hungry, but I'm still doing it. And then the next week it might be, I'm just really confused about the food. And and I give you tons and tons of support. Okay. And then there's a community of women. Normally, I have a community of women that are in the same boat as you, striving to feel good and stop overeating. So I'm literally putting together this for October. And how do we do it? Consistency, long term. I've mentioned consistency already. So most yo-yo dieters get to the 2-week mark and they either stop and switch to something else, or switch. That was me. 2 weeks was my maximum. I would stick to something, and I would be stopping and switching to something else. I'd always exercise and trying to burn it all off. But the diet plans were just like, you know, don't know what the 10 are plenty. Is that what you say? But yeah, I mean, this quote here really kind of sums it up for me, because obviously I'm a yoga teacher. There I am. But the pose begins when you want to leave it. That's what BKS Iyengar, he's like one of the big kind of big gurus of yoga, one of the big head honchos of yoga. And he said that. And I love that quote because obviously it's meant to be much broader than yoga. Yeah. And what it's saying is at the point you want to leave the posture. Yes. But in this case, the diet, that's when you start losing motivation, and you want to give up. And the transformation, that's what BKS Iyengar is saying here, the transformation and the real work gets done after that point. Yeah. So when you want to start giving up, that is when we start working on my program. So we get people come onto my program, they're like treating it as a diet. They're like, right, let's do this. You know, we're going to get on the food. We're going to prep. We're going to, you know, treating it like a diet. 2 weeks in, they want, you know, that is when we start. That is when it stops being a diet and starts being a journey to heal your relationship with food, and change the way you think and feel and act in this area of your life for good. Right. So I just wanted to make that point. So what is the investment? So this is what you get. You've got an audit, okay, at the beginning of the current food and lifestyle, yeah. I take a really close look at where you're at and what's keeping you stuck. And if I was to charge individually for this is what I would be charging. I do charge individually for some of this, but I've put together a special package today. This is kind of actually a new program, actually, because I've really created something from everything that I offer and put it together for this. And it's actually more than I usually offer. So, and then you get a tailored 3-month nutrition plan using my 4-step food formula. Okay. And that's all about stopping cravings, balancing your hormones and everything we've discussed. Yep. Goal setting session where we create your clear roadmap. We have a visioning session, putting you in a place of achieving your goals from day one. Yeah. So there's the prices next to each one. And we have weekly nutrition and emotional habits coaching sessions on Zoom with me. So 12 of those. This is where the magic happens, right? We explore what you're struggling with. And I give you a clear focus and actions to work on every week so you can overcome the obstacles and move forwards. It's so important. So good. And yeah, so literally I'm leading you through this process. I'm leading you, holding your hand through it. And then we've got this back pocket coaching. Okay, that is literally you have me on WhatsApp the whole time, and you can like send me a photograph of a menu and say, what should I have? Or you can just like literally, I'm there in your back pocket. I'm a health coach in your back pocket constantly. How many people can say that they've got a health coach in their back pocket? And I'm there to guide you throughout your life, right? So I'm there all the time. And you've got this web portal. It's got all my instructions, my recorded coaching and all my training on there. And and yeah, I mean, it's been described as mind-blowing, the stuff in there. It's about 10 hours worth of coaching on there as well, which I encourage you to watch while you're doing the program with me. And then you've got recorded yoga and Pilates class library, and I've tons and tons of like recorded yoga on there, and Pilates from my friend Wendy, who's an amazing Pilates teacher. And that's all yours. Okay, so I'd sell that, normally for 500 quid, but I'm bunging it all together. And then we also have regular live guest coaching from different people. I've got a gut health nutritionist, and I've got a menopause coach coming in soon. Okay, and yeah, this is all included. Yes, and so if you added up all of it, it would come to just over £9,000. But today I'm giving it to you for 1,995. Okay. And if you wanted to, that works out at 665 a month. But if you divided it by 3, obviously, but if you do want an installment plan, it's 715 per month. Okay, so you're getting tons of value, tons and tons of value. Okay, it's really, really the best. It's the best offer I've ever done, because I've really bulked this program out and put loads of extra stuff in here. So if you pay in full, and you have until Saturday at 12 noon to do that, to pay in full for 3 months, I'm actually giving a whole month extra. Okay, so I'm turning it in. If you pay in full, you get it a 4-month program instead of a 3-month program. And this is so amazing, and I can't tell you how amazing it is, because it's the coaching that really, really consolidates everything you've learned. And some clients come back to me just for that extra month because they want it at the end of the program, just to they've come to rely on their back pocket coach, and they love having it. It helps them grow and learn so much, so much quicker than they ever have before. It's my 30 years of like struggles, all condensed into one program. So they just want more, and I'm offering that to you for free for an extra month. Okay, so if you put that in as well, the extra month, it takes the cost down to $499 a month, right? So it's that 1,995 over 4 months. Okay, it's like, I love this girl. Can't believe it. So that's the best I've ever offered. Okay, and these are the bonuses I was talking about earlier. So fast action bonus 1, if you buy the program today, you can pay in full or in installments, but you have to buy it today. You get all of this as well. You get a 1-to-1 personal yoga fitness session with me, and a fitness assessment. I'll do that on Zoom with you. It's an hour, and you get that, and it really does, because I don't in the permanent weight loss program, I give you recorded yoga sessions, but I don't do a fitness plan with you. And the reason for that is because I have done it before, and people can't do it all. And if you're anything like me, you were you probably tried all the exercise and everything before, and that way, like I said, burning calories doesn't work. That's not part of the program. What I want you to focus on is the stuff that you've never done before, and I want you to do one thing at a time as well. I don't want you to try and do it all at once, because that's approaching it like a diet. It's like, right, extreme, I'm going to the gym every day, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm cutting out everything, and so I don't give the yoga. I give you the recorded classes, and if you want guidance, I give you guidance, and if you want to book extra yoga classes and you have time, then that's fine. But what I'm giving you here is it's a 1-to-1 for 120. It costs £120 for this assessment, so I'll give you that, bunging that in. Then I'm giving you also a full schedule of live online exercise classes. It includes yoga, Pilates, Zumba. Now, these are live on an app. I found this amazing app, and I want to give it to my clients if they want it, because I want to offer everything. So if some people do have time to do the exercise as well as all the work that I'm going to give them, then you can have this too, and you can have it, and you can decide when you start it. So you don't have to start it straight away. You can have your 3 months and start it like halfway through if you want to. A month's supply of Purition. This is my nutrition recommended protein supplement, and you get a month's supply of that, and it's great because you can have it, as a quick breakfast. It's really healthy. It's made from whole foods, and it's organic, and it's great. I love it. I have it myself quite a lot, and it's really good. So you're going to get a month's supply of that, and then 30% off Sweaty Betty clothing. So that's go back. So if you pay in full, you get before Saturday, you get an extra month. If you pay today, you get all of this. But that doesn't, you get all of this if you pay your first installment, or you pay you can pay for the first installment or pay in full, right? So if you're paying in full today, you're getting the extra month. But if you've just paid the first installment today, you're going to get all of this. So this is all for somebody that pays today, installment or in full. So if you want it all, pay in. If you want all of it, you pay in full today. Then I'm offering, if you want to wait to the end of the month because you need to be paid or something like that, like this offer of this price for this, this offer is only going to be available until the end of the month. So if you want to pay by the 30th of September, you will still get the 1995 price or the 715 a month, but you'll also get 30% off Sweaty Betty clothing, but you've got to pay by the 30th of September. Okay, so that's my offers. That's what I'm offering today. Just who is this for? Just quickly, you know who you are. It's about, you want to stop obsessing about this, want this mental noise to go away, this pain, this misery of dieting. You don't want it anymore. I get it. I don't want it either. You want to feel like this. You want to feel amazing. And you have tried doing this alone many times, and now you know, what you need, and you want support, and you've tried and tested. You want to try to test a plan that works with an expert, and you just want somebody to help you and guide you, and that's, you're sick of doing it alone and not working, or maybe you're feeling frustrated and sick of dieting and all the stress and misery that goes with it. Clearly, that was me. You have to have integrity, okay, and be coachable and ready for this. I want people that are prepared to commit, and you can't just, like I said, just hand the money over and expect the results. You've got to be prepared to commit to this. It's not an easy path, but it will take you out of pain for the long term. Okay, I think that choosing the path of long-term pain is harder than 3 months of this, for sure, because what I'm teaching you is not just the food that feels restrictive and it feels deprivational. It's much, much more than that, what I'm teaching you. And it's fun. It's a self-discovery journey that you're going on. And I choose this route any time over the other route. Excited. You've got to be excited about changing your life. This is what you need. It's this is what the energy that you need to have for this. And I want you to be excited. You should be excited. If you're not excited, then you shouldn't be doing it. You've got to be showing up ready to learn new skills and practice them every day. And I'm not just talking about exercise. But I'm telling you, I don't do the exercise on this program. You can have the classes and whatever, but I'm focusing on the emotions, the hormones, and the brain stuff. Okay, so overall, you just want a better life, and you want to be happy and balanced around food, and you want to lose the weight for good. You don't want to do this again. Okay, get it. These are the results. You want to stop overeating permanently. You want to stop the mental obsession, the guilt and the shame and the frustration and the food and the counting. Yeah. You want to stop feeling like crap mentally and physically. You want no more bloating, no more morning grogginess, no snapping at people. That's what sugar does, by the way. Yeah. And sleep, not saying that I don't allow sugar, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. I do allow sugar, right? But I have a plan. I have a strategy to allow you to have the things that you want. Okay. Sleep improved. Yes, like this is my friend Helen here, who's still in my group a lot. This is her recently. This is not, she's just been doing, she's like, she did my program. She's just gone up and up and up, and she's just improving, and she's like fit as a fiddle. She's coming up for mid-50s, and look at her. She's glowing, and brain fog lifted. Yeah, reprogrammed that, you're going to leave this program completely reprogrammed, a new you, take into your life and live differently. And you will have lost, obviously, did I mention the weight, the 10 to 15 kilograms in 3 months without giving up the food that you love. And this is what Helen said to me when she finished my program. And she said, I told you about the hormones earlier. It helped me balance my hormones going through menopause. I was gaining weight and not able to lose no matter what. The support has been amazing and worth every penny. I'm so glad I found you and decided to take the plunge. The support is just always there when needed. Helen Inglis, my biggest fan. And yeah, these are some more quotes here from people that have I've worked with recently, Trisha, she lost 11 pounds. She loved it. And she's had a daughter over from Australia. So she's been out with her daughter a lot and lunches and stuff, and still stuck to it. And she's been using the tools. She's not been doing much exercise, but like I said, it's about focusing on one thing at a time. Yeah. And then this is another client here who's just finished. She said, she sent me a quick message from on holiday. She said, I'm happy to fill out your forms and whatever I can do to contribute to publicizing your program, because it has been wonderful for my life. Count on me. And she was saying also she on holiday she managed to maintain her goal of staying on the diet, and she weighed herself, and she'd even lost weight on holiday. She lost 200 grams on holiday. And then she said, send me the form. Yeah, she said she's asking me for the form. She wants to fill out the form to so that I can tell other people about how she's, how she's still losing weight and doing so well. I just wanted a testimonial. These testimonials helped me to kind of show you what I can do. This is another one from Liz. She said it had been life-changing, the program, and she sent me this on the WhatsApp, this picture. This is after 1 month. She's like looking very different after 1 month, and she's still going out to dinner, having fun, eating and drinking, and she's still maintaining without the struggle, frustration and effort. Now, Liz did finish my program in April, and I see her still now, and she's still her mindset, her energy, her emotional state is totally different to when she first came to me. So, scale of 1 to 4, where are you overall? Can you put in the chat? I'd really love to hear. Just stick it in the chat, and just body breakthrough, stop overeating, create permanent weight. Let's I love helping women create life-altering weight loss results that are permanent. So if that's you, then, and you want to hear about my program, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chat, I'm going to put in a booking link. So there's a couple of booking links here. There's one for you can book a call with me to talk to me. If you've got loads of questions, if you like thinking, I've got loads of questions I want to ask, I'm putting that in the chat now. There's one is the payment page. If you want to take advantage of any of my offers, I've just put that in the chat. And the other one is my book a call with me now link, okay, which is on there. That's the Once Hub one. And the other one is the payment link. So if you want to take advantage of any of those offers, then you can just go through that payment link. They're summarized in there. There's a link straight through to pay. Go for it. Let's do this. If you've been thinking about doing this for a while, if you pay in full before Saturday, remember you get, you'll get the, let me just end the show. Pay full before Saturday, you will get, not in the meeting, stop sharing. Yeah, if you pay before Saturday, you will get you'll get the extra month as well. So you get an extra month, you get, and if you pay today, you get that bundle of goodies as well. Yeah, all the exercise. So I'm here if you want to ask me questions. I'll go through the chat now and see if there's any questions that need answering. Like I said, I've just put that in the chat, the payment thing and the link to my diary. So love to hear from you. Give me a shout. I'm going to love you and leave you to your evenings. Sorry that's gone a little bit longer than I thought. It always does. But I hope it's been useful. Please ask me questions and let's chat soon.